I just love doing these hard challenges lately, apparently. And I know I say this a lot, but this one genuinely might be my favorite idea that I've ever done. Because today we're going to be doing a rebuild, but I can't re-sign any players. Meaning pretty much every player you see here is going to be off the team in just a few seasons. And I actually have a really fun strategy for how I'm going to do this. And I think it could be a legitimate way to make a really good team. But I'll tell y'all that in just a second. But super quick, massive shout out to GC Sports for the suggestion of today's video. Go drop them a sub. Their link is in the description. And if you want a shout out just like that one, just let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have. But we've been doing very well with all the like goals lately. I think we hit the last one. I mean, I'm recording this like right after, but I think we did very well with it. So let's see if we can get to, again, 1,500 likes. I mean, imagine if everyone that watched this liked the video, we would be at like 15, 20,000 likes. So be sure to like, it really does help out, and it takes you like 2 seconds. I very much appreciate it. And subscribe if you want to see more rebuilds just like this, because this is literally all I post. Thank you for 14K, by the way. We did hit that yesterday. Let's see if we can get to 15K by the next time I upload a video. I mean, it'll make you an OG of the channel if you subscribe, while you still can be one. And turn on notifications if you want to be one of the first people to ever see these videos, and make sure you never miss one. But that's enough plugging. I'll shut up now. I promise. Because I want to get into this rebuild, and I'll explain how we're gonna do this. So, obviously, we can't re-sign any players on this team. We can only draft them. We can still trade, obviously. And I'm gonna say if one of our players leaves and goes to another team on like a one-year deal and then hits free agency again, I'll say that's fair game. I'll say we can re-sign him then, because that's not re-signing them if they've been to a different team. So I'll say that's fair game. In the strategy I have for this, it's an interesting one, and I might have picked the wrong team for this strategy because they are so good in this game. The strategy is, if we are bad at one of these mid-seasons, we would just ship every single player that is coming up for a contract off and just get a crazy amount of draft capital, and then just either refill those needs through free agency or through the draft. That's why I say this could genuinely build a really good team, because imagine like we're 2-5 at one of these mid-seasons and like Micah Parsons needs a contract or something. We could get like quite a few firsts for him. Maybe sign like Josh Allen, or like even Nick Bosa hits free agency sometimes, sign one of them, and then, you know, still have a good pass rusher and have a ton of draft picks with maybe like a slight downgrade. Now everything would have to go right for that to happen, but it could build a very good team. But anyways, I'll shut up about that now, and let's actually get into this rebuild, because I'm excited to see how this plays out. So let's get to the mid-season point of year number 1. I'm expecting us to be doing well, but if we're not, we could take part in this challenge early, I'll just say that. Okay, well, at the mid-season point of year 1, we are 5-1, so we're not going to be trading anyone away. I mean, we still technically could if we have a player that's like underperforming, but we probably shouldn't mess with it, but we could. Also, we lost the first game of the year. I always simulate the first game of the year to see if we can hit the like key to victory thing to get a little extra XP and then simulate from there to the mid-season, but I feel like that's actually a bad thing. I feel like you always lose week 1 if you do that. I don't know if that actually has an effect, but it just kind of seems like it. But we've won every game since then, so we'll take it. But I guess we'll check out who we're gonna be losing. Okay, it is Tony Pollard. I knew he would be here. Stephon Gilmore, I figured he would be here. Dorrance Armstrong, Tyron Smith, and Terrence Steele. Oh god, and Tyler Biadasz. Jaron Curse is like, well, he's not a backup because he gets a lot of playing time, obviously. He's very underrated, but he's not technically a starter here. Jordan Lewis, that's fine. We could probably upgrade there in free agency. Noah Igbenogany, who this team just traded for. Ronald Jones. I mean, oh, we have the 5th year for Micah Parsons. Is 5th year counting as re-signing? I wouldn't say so. I mean, that's just an option. That's not agreeing to a new contract necessarily, because that's not up to the player if the team picks it up. So I'll say we can pick up like 5th year options and stuff. I don't know if anyone's ever done this challenge before. I don't know how they did it in theirs, but I guess that's how I'll do it here. We can pick up years, but after that we can't re-sign them, obviously. But with that, I think that's all for us to do here, unless we do have a player that's bad right now. Dak's doing very well. Tony Pollard has a low yards per carry average, like I kind of expected. Deuce Vaughn has 2.1. gross. The only player we would really trade here would be Tony Pollard, but even then, I don't want to mess with it, so we're not going to. So let's get to the end of year number 1, and we'll see how we can do. Okay, well, in year number 1, we finish 14-3. Everyone thinks I'm a Cowboys hater now. I'm a Cowboys in like Dak Prescott defender, but they are absolutely broken in this game, and it's really dumb. Like, they're probably genuinely the best team in this game. They have a very good roster, obviously, but Dak always plays like an MVP, while he has played like a borderline MVP once in his career, but even then, it wasn't really even that close. Yet here he's throwing like 43 touchdowns. It's great. Dak with 4,400 yards, 43 touchdowns, 4 picks. Again, I don't know how many times I have to say it. I'm a Dak defender. He has never done close to this in real life. This last year in real life, he led the league in picks. He had 4 here. I love this game. I mean, we'll take it because we're usering the team, but like still. Tony Pollard with 1,250 yards, 4.2 per carry, 17 touchdowns. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Michael Gallup. Luke Schoonmaker with almost 800 yards and 9 touchdowns. Good year from him. Blocking was very, very good. This is like the best O-line play I've ever seen in this game. Legitimately. Damone Clark led the team with 127 tackles. Tackles for loss, 23 for Parsons, 18 for Lawrence, and then sacks, 21 from Micah Parsons, 18.5 from DeMarcus Lawrence. Not much outside of that, though. And then interceptions, 8 from Stephon Gilmore, 4 for Trayvon Diggs, 3 for Donovan Wilson, 2 for Deron Bland, and then 1 for a few players. Those are some insane numbers. Those seem inflated as hell. And yes, Dak Prescott does win MVP here. All right. Mahomes at number 2. Who would have guessed that's the top 2? Offensive Player of the Year goes to Dak. CeeDee Lamb at 5. Tony Pollard at 6. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. DeMarcus Lawrence at 3. Stephon Gilmore at 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Bryce Young. Finally an award we're not winning. Deuce Vaughn at number 10. Oh, Luke Schoonmaker at number 4. I almost missed him. And Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Jack Campbell. No Cowboys up here. I think we did start Mozzie Smith, so I'm surprised he wasn't up there, but it is what it is. So, obviously, very good year 1. Surprisingly, our defense was only 20th for points per game. Our pass D was pretty bad, which is interesting. But we had the best offense in the NFL in terms of points per game. But anyways, let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. It's going to be our division rival, the 10-7 New York Giants. We have a first of many scenario here. I'm surprised we don't have a playoff rival scenario, but we will go play it cool. Y'all know me. No risk, no reward. I'm fine with that. And we have some upgrades before we simulate this game. Jordan Lewis, I mean, we'll take that. Maybe help our pass D a little bit. But with that, let's simulate this game against the Giants, and let's see if we can get a win. And we do. You can't see the score anymore for some reason, but let's check what it was. We beat them 38-14. All right, we'll take it. But here's a recap for the first of many. Give us those sweet, juicy staff points, please and thank you. And we're going to be taking on the 49ers, another, I guess, rival. Not really a rivalry much anymore, but I mean, it was. We're going to be taking them on in the conference championship. They're an 87 overall, but they were only 9-8 for some reason. EA moment. But let's simulate this game against the 49ers, and let's see if we can move on to the Super Bowl. And we do not. It's going to be a Super Bowl rematch from a few years ago. The 49ers versus the Chiefs. Good amount of upgrades here, though. 2 for Micah Parsons, who's already a 99. Might be a straight up 99 overall by the end of this rebuild. We'll see. And an upgrade for Dak, of course, who probably got X Factor. But let's see who's going to win this Super Bowl. Probably the 49ers. Okay, no, it is the Chiefs 35-28 over the 49ers. All I need to do is say a team's going to win and then they'll lose. I'm just magical like that, I guess. Which, speaking of that, I haven't done this in a while, but question of the day. I used to do these for like a little bit, but I was going to have this question of the day be, who do you think is going to win the Thursday night game? But I'm realizing this video is probably going to come out after that, so can't really ask that. So I'll ask the question, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year? Let me know that down below. My personal pick is the Bengals, actually. I think the Bengals will be really good this year. Either them or the Chiefs will probably repeat. I mean, my prediction is probably, you know, a massive curse, and the Bengals are probably going to go like 6-11, and Joe Burrow's probably going to get hurt or something, but that is my Super Bowl prediction. Let me know down below who you think is going to win it. But back to the rebuild, we have more upgrades. What is this going to be? Oh, just our practice squad guys. All right. But we are going to have our first group of players leaving here, which is unfortunately a really, really big group. So it kind of sucks. Of course, we'll pick up the 5th year for Micah Parsons, but we're going to be losing Tony Pollard, who went up to Superstar, Stephon Gilmore, who went up to X Factor, Dorrance Armstrong, which is fine, he's a backup, Tyron Smith, which really sucks, Terrence Steele, which sucks, Tyler Biadash, we could probably replace, I mean, it's a center, Jaron Kearse, Jordan Lewis, Noah Igbenogany, Trey Lance, oh, that's the fear, never mind. Wait, why is that like right here? We're not going to pick that up though, but the rest of these guys are all just backups, so this sucks, but it's not like we have a ton of money to work with anyways. It's not like we would have been able to bring all these guys back with only 22 mil, maybe like 1 or 2. But anyways, let's get into free agency and let's try to repair the damage that just happened to us. Of course, the top 3 players in free agency are all players that just left. Great, but there are some other good players here. I mean, we're not looking too bad. Well, maybe we are. But these are the players we're gonna go for in free agency. Again, we didn't have much money to work with and there isn't a lot here, but we're gonna go for Austin Eckler, Jeremy Chin, Ezra Cleveland, and Lloyd Cushenberry, just to kind of fill the needs a little bit. None of them are gonna turn into like superstars, at least these 3. I mean, maybe Jeremy Chin does, but these are mostly just like temporary replacement, other than like Austin Eckler, obviously. Assuming we can actually get him, because the Eagles are also very interested in him, and they'll probably get him because they're a division rival. We've been using Austin Eckler so much in rebuilds lately. I don't know why. Well, I guess we did the undrafted players one. I just signed him in free agency in the one before that, I think. I don't know. I've been obsessed with Austin Eckler lately. I don't know why. But let's see if we can sign any of these players. They all sign except Lloyd Cushenberry, and we do get all 3 of them: Austin Eckler, Jeremy Chin, and Ezra Cleveland. We might play Ezra Cleveland at tackle. It's kind of tough because now we have 2 left guards with tackle guard versatility in Tyler Smith and Ezra Cleveland. I like Cleveland a lot more at tackle though in real life, but I feel like he's gonna play terribly here if I try that. So I think we'll still keep him at guard unless we want to play him at right tackle. I guess it depends on how good of a tackle we get in the draft though. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out once we get there. But I mean, if we get Cushenberry, that's cool. If we don't, that's fine. Okay, it doesn't sign yet. We'll see what happens there. It doesn't really matter. He's just a band-aid starter anyways. But with that, let's get into the draft and let's hopefully try to fix this team a little bit. It also might be a good idea to future-proof this team if we know we're going to lose a player at a position. But here in the draft, we have the number 30 overall pick. The Lions have the number 1 pick, which isn't going to happen in real life, but go off, King. But I have no idea what I want to do with this pick. There isn't really a great player here that, you know, fits a position of need for us. I guess really, what do we even need? Maybe corner and like linebacker and O-line, and that's like it, I guess. And there are some good looking linemen that I might take later, especially Connor Dodge. I didn't check Brandon Lewis actually. Let me check him too. He looks good too. His ratings might not be great though. I think Dodge is better. This guy also looks really good. Interesting. This guy also looks good. Okay, so we'll definitely take some linemen later. This defensive tackle looks good. We really don't need defensive tackle, but he does look really nice. This is kind of tough. There are too many good players here. What a terrible problem to have. Oh, this guy's ratings are good, but he ran a 4.55 at the combine. That's solid speed. I don't know about that. That's not great speed. Oh, this guy looks crazy too. Chris Miller in the 3rd to 4th round. There are some crazy 3rd to 4th round picks in this draft. This guy looks like a 1st round talent straight up. But I'm between a few players here. Jack Westbrook looks really good, but again, they're good linemen later. But I mean, he already is a true right tackle, and he does look good. His finesse isn't very good, but everything else is good. Really good strength, elite strength, good speed too. So let's go with Jack Westbrook out of Wisconsin. Hidden Dev, 93 strength, 70 speed, 76 excel. Those are some pretty good ratings for a lineman. We'll take that. I was hoping you would be a little stronger than that, but we'll take it. Oh, there goes Malik Alexander. That kind of sucked. But I probably do want to take another lineman here anyways. Let's go with Connor Dodge out of Clemson. I don't know if he's amazing, but he is very fast. Like, I've seen some linebackers slower than him before, or like the same speed. He has elite acceleration, agility, and speed, good strength, great change of direction and jumping. He is very, very athletic. Good ratings, lots of A's for like the less important. I mean, I guess awareness is really important, but no A's for like any of the just regular blocking stats, like the pass and run blocking stats. Maybe for regular run blocking, but that's probably a B considering his other run block ratings are a B and a C. So I don't know if he's going to be amazing, but I think he will start this year at the very least. So let's take him here. And he does, of course, have hidden dev, 87 strength, 77 speed for a lineman, 84 excel. We take those. That's pretty good. Oh, there goes a linebacker I was wanting. That's fun. Brian Gay, elite name. Let's go. He looks okay. He's not super fast though. This guy also looks pretty good. Travion Jackson. We might go with a few linebackers because we do kind of need it, and I feel like there are going to be some contracts expiring in the next few years there. And we only have like 3 on the roster. Maybe there were some practice squad guys, but you know, we have 4 on the roster. So we'll go with Brian Gay first, and then I think I'll take a few more. He looks solid. I wish he was a little faster though, but everything else looks at least decent. So I think he's going to be like a 70-ish overall. Let's take him here. He does have hidden. That's pretty huge. 83 speed, 89 excel, 89 agility. Good lord. I mean, I wish he was faster. I'm surprised he isn't, considering he has like 89 agility, 89 excel, but looks good either way. And then that's going to be the last pick I'll show here, so let's get to the draft recap. Okay, well, this wasn't our greatest draft ever, I'll say that, but it was okay. Jack Westbrook's only a 73. I'm really surprised about that. I thought he would be like a 75 at least, but his blocking stats just aren't very good. He's athletic for sure, but just very raw, I guess. That's a good way to describe him. Very raw. Good lead block though, at least, but eh. And then Connor Dodge, again. Not as good as I thought he would be. He's a little better at blocking even, but you know, I'm surprised he's not a higher overall. He really doesn't have many important stats that are lower than a 72, just both of his power ratings, and that's it. So, I don't know. Overall confuses me a little bit, but we'll start him and he should hopefully develop. He'll be here for the whole rebuild, obviously, unless we replace him or something, but still. And then Brian Guy is actually pretty good. 71 overall in the 3rd round, the late 3rd with a hidden dev is pretty good value, so we'll take that. And then I took every pick in this draft. Matt Pierman also looks pretty good, a 71 overall at linebacker. No dev trait for him. And then these two I just wanted to fill a little depth. Neither of them I knew were going to be good, but they fill depth, so that works. But with that, let's get into year number 2 of the rebuild, and hopefully things don't go off the rails too much here, but we'll see. I wonder if Dak is going to need a contract. I guess we'll find out. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. Really a ton of dev traits. Dak Prescott got a dev trait. I think CeeDee Lamb did. I think he only had superstar before. Luke Schoonmaker got superstar dev. That's pretty nice. He could turn into a good tight end here, even though tight ends don't develop in this game. I think Lawrence got superstar. Damone Clark got superstar. Donovan Wilson got superstar. Like, everybody got superstar here. So, I mean, we're looking really good. And really, we didn't necessarily upgrade this team, but I mean, we upgraded from, God, what's his name? Anthony Brown? No, Jordan Lewis to Jeremy Chin. Obviously, we're going to play Jeremy Chin in the slot. We're not going to play him outside, even though he is listed there. He'll just play in the slot. And you know, it does suck to lose Tyron Smith and Terrence Steele, but Trey Smith and this Westbrook guy could be a good duo. We'll see. They could also suck. You never know. And then we just swapped Tony Pollard for Austin Eckler, so that works out too. So not as bad as I thought it would go year 1, and I think we're going to be good this year. I mean, you never know because it is year 2, and year 2 does usually suck in this game, but we'll see what happens. Let's get to the midseason point of year 2, and hopefully we don't suck too bad, but we'll see. Okay, now this is where this rebuild gets interesting, because at the midseason point of year 2, we are only 3-3. It's not like we have a winning record or anything, but it's not like we're guaranteed to make the playoffs also. So this is the year where we might think about trading players away. God, I'm so conflicted. Have we been doing better lately, or did we like start bad? Oh, we're on a 3-game losing streak. Okay. Things very well could rebound, but to be honest, I kind of want to just ship everyone off anyways that needs a contract. So maybe this is painful if you're a Cowboys fan, I don't know, but it's not like we can bring any of these players back anyways. This is all of their last year here. All their last years here. That's English, I think, maybe. But it is an insane amount of players here. I checked at the beginning of the year to like prepare for what was going to happen, and yeah, it's not looking good. So I do think the best strategy is unfortunately gonna be trading these players away while we still can. Okay, well, here we are trading CeeDee Lamb Lamb to the Rams. Fitting name, I guess. Kind of ram, lamb. I mean, they rhyme, but they're not really the same animal, but they're similar. But we are getting 2 firsts, a second, and a third for him. That's pretty good value for a player in a contract year. And there's a non-zero chance that they just straight up don't re-sign him, and we can go and like sign him out of free agency. I mean, would it be cheesy to like trade players away and then just re-sign them that same offseason? That's not technically re-signing them. They were on a different team. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. We'll reassess once we get to that point. Unfortunately, like the best player in this game, Dak Prescott, is gonna have to go to. He has a 60 million cap hit. What? Gross. Can any team even afford him? Every team ends up so broke in this game. All right, and here we're gonna be trading Dak to the Patriots for 2 firsts, a second, and Mike Onwenu. That's not as much as I thought we would get for him, considering he's a 91 with X Factor. I thought we could get like 4 first-round picks or something, but this barely went through. I wanted more at first, but we couldn't get it. But we will definitely take all that draft capital for Mr. Dak Prescott. Again, painful offseason, or painful just trading for Cowboys fans, but I'm sure all Cowboys fans have clicked off the video because of what I said about Dak Prescott, even though I like Dak Prescott more than most people do. But yeah, God, why is every team in the NFL so broke? All right, well, we're going to be trading Leighton Vander Esch to the Bills for a second-round pick. I was very, very brief with that one. I don't know why, but we can find a new linebacker that's not that important of one. Really, nobody has green interest in, like, the best guard in the NFL? All right. I don't know how interest works in this game. It seems a little stupid, and I didn't even like it last year. Like, it just doesn't make sense a lot of the time. There are a whole 3 teams in the NFL that can afford Zach Martin. That's fun. All right, we're trading Zach Martin to the Bears, along with Eric Scott in a 7th-round pick just because it wouldn't go through. It was, like, so close you couldn't even see it, but whatever. We're trading him for a 1 and 2 seconds from the Bears, which is good value for, like, a 33-year-old guard or whatever he is now. And we're getting a 1 and a 4 from the Lions for DeMarcus Lawrence. We're just shipping off all of our good players. I mean, we have to, kind of. Like, we can't bring them back anyways, so we might as well get a ton of value for them. We're gonna have, like, this is gonna be similar to when I rebuilt a 0 overall team with every first-round pick, and we might be close to a 0 overall after we do this. It's not gonna be looking great, but trust the process. No team is interested in Brandon Cooks at all? Not even a little bit? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I thought my game crashed. We're trading Brandon Cooks back to the Texans for a 3 and a 4, which I'm pretty sure is like a decent amount more than the Cowboys gave up to get him, so we'll take that. It's really tough to trade because literally every team is so broke. Like, see, the Broncos really need a defensive tackle, but they also have -1 mil to work with. Hold up, we might be able to pull a crazy trade with the Broncos. I'm gonna try something. Okay, no, never mind. We're trading Oso Digizua for Carlos Ortiz, I think his name was, and that Freeman guy from the Broncos, and a 5th-round pick. Ortiz is a rookie and has a dev trait at a 70 overall, so I'm interested there. He'll probably start for us this year. Freeman also has a dev trait, but that was just a cap move. Like, they still couldn't afford the trade, so. Also, they had red interest. They had a 70 overall defensive tackle as their number 1. Like, make that make sense, because I can't. All right, we're sending Trey Lance to the Falcons for a 4th-round pick. I'm surprised we couldn't get more value for him, considering he is still 24, but I guess this is what the 49ers got for him in real life, so that's kind of realistic. Even, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm so exhausted, but I like the name John Ross for a wide receiver. This was, I don't know what I was doing, but I went through and signed like random good-looking undrafted players, not thinking that, oh, hey, we're not gonna be able to re-sign them. Like, I wish it was realistic in the sense where like undrafted free agents get signed to like 3-year deals, but they only get signed to 1. So it's like, there's not really any point in signing them, because even if they do well, can't bring them back. I don't even know if he's gonna be worth anything. I'm just really scrapping value this year. All right, we're sending him to the Falcons to join Trey Lance as a backup too for a 6 and a 7. That works, I guess. But that's all the trading I'm gonna do. That's all the trading we really can do. So I'll refill out the roster. The team is like thoroughly destroyed now. And let's get to the end of year 2 with a lot of draft capital to work with, like I've said for the millionth time. Okay, well, in year number 2, we finished 5 and 12. I'm kind of surprised we're not worse. Although, well, to be fair, we did already have 3 wins, and we're an 180 overall team. I mean, we're not the worst, even though we just traded away like everybody, which is shocking that we're not the worst, but I would bet the Rams and the Cardinals are still worse, even though the Rams are in the playoffs, of course. But let's check out some of the season stats. I guess we'll see how Cooper Rush did, even though he's going to be gone too. Not great. 16 touchdowns, 16 picks. Austin Eckler was fine. Michael Gallup was our leading receiver with 900 yards. CeeDee Lamb probably was before we traded him. Oh, the left side of our line was horrific, especially Ezra Cleveland. 11 sacks allowed at guard. I am very glad I didn't put him at tackle, or this could have been like 8 sacks allowed from Tyler Smith and like 28 allowed from Ezra Cleveland or something. Like, that could have been bad, but I guess it wasn't good either way. On defense, Damone Clark led the team with 117 tackles, 116 for Brian Gay, 103 for Jeremy Chin. Tackles for loss, 19 from Parsons, 11 from Smith. I thought we traded Parsons. No, I guess not. 17.5 sacks from Parsons, though, led the team. And then outside of him, literally nothing. Carlos Ortiz with 2 on the year in how many snaps? 750? That is maybe the worst I've ever seen. That's one every like 350 or 375 snaps. That is awful. No, I guess I've seen worse, but that still sucks. Damone Clark led the team in interceptions with 5, 3 for Chin and Diggs, and then 1 for Gay, Wilson, and Pierman. I don't even know who that is. MVP, of course, goes to a division rival in Jalen Hurts, because why wouldn't it? Dak Prescott at number 6, now for the Patriots. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Hurts. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. Micah Parsons at number 2. Damone Clark at number 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Brandon Foster on the Commanders. And Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Brian Gay, so we'll take that. And then that is everyone. So even though we weren't good this year, still think we have free agency to work with. We have the draft. Like, the team sucks now, but I think we'll be able to pick it back up fairly quickly. We desperately need a receiver and a QB and a few D linemen, probably. Maybe even 4 or 3 at least, because Micah Parsons is going to be due for a contract, or I guess due for being off the team pretty soon. So we'll have to figure that out, but we'll figure that out when we have to. So let's get into the offseason and let's see what we can do. So 4 upgrades that we have here. I'm guessing we're going to get one for Brian Gay. Yeah, okay. Did he get Superstar Dev, though, is another question. I think he should have, but did he? Okay, he did. Cool. God, he is a terrible pass rusher, but I mean, that's what you expect for a guy that's, you know, not a pass rusher. Surprisingly, even with the year he had, only went up like, I guess he went up like 4 overall, but still, you would think a Defensive Rookie of the Year would develop more throughout the year than he did, but I guess not. And who won the Super Bowl this year? The Bills smoked the Packers 38-13. Who did we trade to them? We traded someone to them, right? I can't remember now. It was Leighton Vander Esch. I thought we traded someone else to them. I was gonna say that probably helped him win a Super Bowl. I mean, maybe, but like, it's just a linebacker. I don't know. But for the re-signings, the players we're gonna have to let go, we'll pick up the 5th year for Tyler Smith, and then the rest of these guys, obviously, you know, can't keep them. But I mean, it's not like we're losing a ton here. We've traded everyone here that's good for the most part. The only one I would want back is probably Max Day, just because he does have a dev trait, but I don't know, we could find other players. It's fine. So let's get into the offseason and let's see what we can do with an actual really good amount of money to work with. We're going to be signing some long deals this year, I'll say that. But in free agency, there are definitely some good players here, and we're going to go for quite a few of them. We're going to bring Amari Cooper back to Dallas after a few years with the Browns. I didn't understand why they traded him. I can't remember. There must have been some reason they got rid of him at the time, like maybe cap, or like maybe he wanted out. I can't remember, but they only got like a 5th round pick for him from the Browns. While he's like a really underrated receiver. Players on the Browns don't get talked about that much, but he's been really nice for the last few years. And we definitely need him back here. He'll be our number 1, like he was at one point for the Cowboys, I think, before they got CeeDee. So we will bring him back. We're also going to go for another Brown, I guess, in Greg Newsome. I didn't even realize that, but 2 Browns right off the bat. We don't really need corner now that I think about it. Do we? I mean, I guess he'll be our number 2, but we also have Chin and Bland. But I mean, it's an upgrade either way, so it works. We can move like Chin back to safety if we lose like Wilson or Hooker, so that'll work. That actually works out pretty well. Ooh, Chin also got Superstar Dev. That's pretty nice. So yeah, we're going for Greg Newsome too. We're also going to go for DJ Reader to be our number 1 defensive tackle. He's expensive, but it's worth it. One of the best interior D lineman in the NFL, probably the best run defending defensive tackle in the NFL, like nose tackle. We're also going to go for Rashad Bateman to be our number 2 receiver, because I'm assuming we're going to lose Gallup sooner rather than later too. So we'll get Bateman in here to be our number 2 receiver now, and I guess for the future, unless we had someone else, we're also going to go for Zaven Collins. Odafe Owe, who looks like he's played all right. He had like 7.5 sacks last year for the Ravens, so hopefully he can do all right. And then we're also going to go for Zach Wilson just to be a solid backup QB. But let's see if we can sign any of these players right off the bat. So everybody signs except Bateman and Newsome. We get Cooper, we get Reeder, we get Collins, we get Owe, and we get Wilson. I think that was everybody. There wasn't anyone else, I don't think. No, that was it. And those are the only players that have signed so far. That's it. Chubb goes to the Steelers. I was thinking about getting him, but we are also paying Austin Eckler, and I don't want to be paying 2 running backs, although Chubb would be an upgrade, but like, it's too late now. So it's great we got those 2. Hopefully we can get these 2 as well, but I guess neither of them are like super important, but let's see if we can sign them. Neither of them signed still. How about now? I don't know how I went to a new screen, but they did both sign. We got Newsome, and we did get Bateman, so we got literally everybody we wanted, and we should look like a pretty good team once again. Yeah, we're back up to an 85 overall after one season, or one off season, right after trading away pretty much all of our good players, so that's kind of crazy. And with that, let's get to the draft. But here in the draft, the Bears have the number 1 overall pick. We pick at number 4. What kind of draft picks do we have this year? I can't remember how many picks I traded for that were this year and how many were next year. So we have 3 firsts this year, and then I think we'll have a lot next year. We have a ton of second round picks, good lord. But with this pick, there's one really good QB in this class, not even like really good, but one at least first round-ish talent, and that's Greg Douglas. Ooh, elite throw power, elite strength. Not great awareness though. He's probably supposed to go soon. Where is he projected to go? Ooh, yeah, really soon. I don't want to have to take him yet, but we might have to. I'm not very good with picking with early picks anyways, so we might as well take a player that we know is at least the best QB in this class. So we'll go with Mr. Greg Douglas out of Wake Forest, because there are a ton of elite QBs from Wake Forest in the NFL. But he's 6'6", 227, 21 years old. Y'all already saw all of his ratings and everything. F injury, that's interesting. But let's take him. And he does have hidden 97 throw power. Good lord. Good speed too. Good excel. This dude is nice. Good lord. He looks straight out of the 1940s or something, but you know what? That's alright. I'll excuse the haircut, I guess. Genuinely though, why is that haircut in the game? Who has had that haircut in the last 50 years? It looks so weird. Ooh, this Jabari Bolden guy looks pretty good. His awareness isn't very good though, but he's the fastest receiver in the class. A deep route. We don't need a receiver anymore though. We have 3 good ones. Even though one is going to be leaving, we could just replace that later. I'd rather address a need that we have currently, if we can, of course. Ooh, this guy's really interesting, really strong, decently quick. I mean, it's not like he's massive. A 4.71 is solid for a 273-pound player. That's good. I don't know if this dude's amazing or not, but it's a good combination of really good strength and good enough speed. I'm kind of intrigued by that guy. If I don't see anyone else crazy, we'll definitely go with him. Paul Radley also looks good. His combine wasn't as good. He's slower and not as strong, but is maybe better. I don't know. It's hard to tell. What if we take back-to-back edge rushers? That would be kind of big brain, maybe. I mean, it's a position that's very important and pretty thin for us. I mean, I know we have Micah Parsons, but this is the last year, I think. So let's go with Paul Bradley for the first pick. I know at least one of these players are gonna have normal dev. I just hope it's not both. But let's take Paul Radley. I think I said Bradley. Paul Radley with our first pick. And he has normal. Okay, he's not very fast. 78 speed. Really good acceleration though. Good strength. He'll probably be like a 75-ish overall. And then the next pick, I kind of have a feeling that both of these guys are gonna have normal dev, unfortunately. We will go with Isaiah Brayton. So hopefully he's good. Another normal dev. God damn it, dude. But he has 90 strength, 82 speed. That's a really good combination. I mean, we could have him bulk up and play defensive tackle if we wanted to. I mean, we have Mozzie Smith and DJ Reader, so we're fine there, but still, we could, theoretically. Now, hypothetically, I don't know why I sounded like Ben Shapiro when I said fucking potentially or whatever I said. I don't know. I do also want to take another lineman. I mean, I wasn't very sold with our line last year. The left side was horrific. Both Sean Henry and Lance Lance Farley are about the same in terms of bench press. I mean, yeah, 37, 37, and then 38, 36, which averages out to 37. Sean Henry is a little faster though. Lance Farley is like really slow. I'm surprised 5.24 speed is solid. That's really slow. So I think that gives the edge to Sean Henry. So we will go with him here. Sean Henry out of Clemson. Let's take him. Hidden Dev, 90 strength, 69 speed. Nice. I don't even know if he's gonna play, but we might trade Ben Cleveland off to get him to start, because Ben Cleveland was so bad. Ezra Cleveland. One of the Cleveland. I've probably been calling him Ben Cleveland. I'm stupid. Whatever. Bro, I keep getting baited by these really strong tackles. I don't know why I feel like beefing up the offensive line so much. We really don't need to. We have enough. But this dude is really strong. And I'm a sucker for them strong, big, strong, burly men. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Carey, dude's named Carey with elite strength. That's a bit of a contrast there. But he does look really good. Not that we need him, but like we don't not need him, I guess. That's my logic. I don't know. Deontay Gaither, this receiver, looks all right. Doesn't even have great speed with 4.38 speed. That's kind of surprising. I mean, shit, I would consider a 4.38 great more than just good, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, actually change of plans here. This guy looks insane. Edward McGee, good enough speed, 4.64. That's good for a tight end. 4.58 at his pro day. Good enough strength. I mean, he was like good at everything at the combine. He has A awareness, A catch in traffic, A pass block. I wish his run block was a little better, because obviously he's going to be run blocking more than pass blocking, but yeah, I mean, he looks kind of nice. The more I look at him, the less I like him to be. He's 270 pounds, or yeah, 270, and ran a fucking 4.6 pretty much. I mean, that's pretty nice. I guess we don't need to take him yet. So first we will take Kerry Townsend just for fun, because he looks like a good player. Hidden Dev, 92 strength, good ratings overall. I'm guessing that receiver's gonna be gone, and if he isn't, he probably means he's not good anyways. No, he is still here. He's probably good. I mean, I don't know if his awareness is great, and he doesn't have good catching, and he doesn't have good medium route, and he doesn't have good short route, and he doesn't have good spec catch. Really, all he has is maybe deep route running and release and good speed, and that's like it. I'm wasting so much time rambling. I don't know why I do this all the time, but I just kind of speak what I'm thinking, I guess. Raekwon Dillard actually looks pretty good. I'm starting to learn more and more that a lot of the time it's good to go with these playmaker types, even if they look just okay as a receiver, because a lot of the time their run after catch ability will carry, like a Deebo Samuel or something. So yeah, let's go with Raekwon Dillard out of Iowa. Hidden Dev, 92 speed, 93 excel, 94 change of direction. I like that pick a lot. I think I made the right choice there, but we'll see. And then for the last pick that I'm going to take here, we will go with that tight end, Mr. Edward McGee out of Tennessee. Another Hidden Dev, 85 speed, 87 excel. I think we did pretty well in this draft, but we'll see. So with that, I might take a few more picks, but I will see y'all for the draft recap. Okay, we low-key kind of had a crazy draft, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, as you would kind of hope for having, you know, 3 first-round picks and like 5 second-round picks, but we did well. Greg Douglas is honestly even better than I expected. He's a 74. He looks fat. Why does this game do that? Like, bruh, almost accidentally revealed his dev trait, at least to myself. It's probably star, but you never know, I guess. I thought doing this for a while would fix them looking fat. Oh, it's the gut. Okay, well, or wait, that didn't even do it. Bruh, is it just the pads? I have no idea. That's fine. We'll have the hefty lefty at QB, even though he isn't a lefty. You know what? We'll make him a lefty. Just like me, for real. Paul Radley was a 75 overall. I was right about that technically. I thought he would be a 75 at outside linebacker. He was only a 74, but did go up to a 75 at defensive end. Isaiah Brayton is not very good. He's only a 73. I thought he would be way higher than that just because of his athletic ability, but his power moves aren't that good. His block shed is bad. His finesse moves is bad. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he would be better. Sean Henry was good. Kerry Townsend was good. The best overall player we got was actually Raekwon Dillard, so I highly recommend those like playmaker receivers, the really good run after catch guys that have like solid receiving ability at least. They're like always good. I'm just now learning that. I'm sure everybody in the world knows that though. Edward McGee, the tight end, looks good. Harvey, I don't think I showed me picking these two, but these were the last 2 players I took. Harvey Parker, another linebacker that looked good, and Trent Reese, a corner. I think both of them had dev trait. Yeah, so I mean, we did not miss on a single pick. I would say the biggest miss is probably Brayton Peyton, just because I don't think he'll ever get playing time. But even then, like, he looked really good. I can't really fault myself for that. I don't know why he isn't good. He just isn't. And he was only a 72 at defensive tackle. I tried him there because he is strong, but nah, not very good there. So I am very happy with how this draft went. We did get at least one of the best players in Raekwon Dillard. This corner looks crazy. Kyrie Pearson, 97 speed and already good coverage, 69 tackle and play rec, double nice. I'm very mature, by the way, if you didn't already know. But anyways, let's get into year number 3 of the rebuild. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. Obviously, a lot of changes this year, a lot of rookies. I'm not gonna go through every one, y'all have seen them, but the team is looking pretty good still. An 84 overall after what we've had to do to this team is not bad at all. I moved Townsend into guard, and then I did actually trade. I forgot I did that. I traded away a decent amount of players. Nobody like super notable, so I didn't show it, mostly because I did it like really late at night and I didn't want to be like yelling and shit. But we got some decent picks. We got some like second round picks, third round picks. And obviously Ezra Cleveland was one of the players I traded because he was fucking terrible. And also Dillard is up to a 78 now. He hit like a breakout and must have just naturally developed. He already almost has 500 snaps from the preseason. Good lord. All right, how? Wait, how does he already have that many snaps? That doesn't make any sense. Is he playing on fucking defense? Too? Like, I don't know. That's confusing. But either way, here's a look at the defense. Obviously, some solid additions here. Greg Newsome, Odafe Owe, DJ Reader, Zaven Collins with Superstar Dev. We'll take all those. We have an 87 overall defense. The problem with this defense is we're going to have to trade. Well, not trade it necessarily, but we're going to be losing Micah Parsons this year either way. So that makes this kind of difficult, but we'll see what happens. We might swap him for another pass rusher because I don't know if Owe is going to be able to do enough to even get like 8 sacks or anything, let alone like the number that Parsons is going to get, which will probably be like at least 15, at least it should be. It might not be knowing how simulation works, but it should be. But anyways, with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 3 and hopefully we can be doing pretty well. But if not, we'll ship this entire team off. Okay, well, tough situation here. We are 3-3 at the midseason point of year 3, so I guess that's fitting. We are where we were last year, but this year, I don't know if I want to blow everything up. I'd rather let our players develop with other good talent around them. I guess it depends on the contracts we have. Micah Parsons, like I expected. Also, Damone Clark, that's fine. He's replaceable. Same with Donovan Wilson. Deron Bland is already a backup. So other than Micah Parsons, it's not too bad. It's just the problem is Micah Parsons is here. So we'll keep him and we'll try to make the playoffs. This is absolutely going to backfire and we will not make the playoffs. I could almost guarantee you. Actually, no. I want to do this. We are gonna trade him. I have an idea. Oh no, he's doing really well too. Why? Half the time, not half the time, like almost all the time, pass rushers start really slow in this game and then finally turn it on in the second half of the year. But of course, he's like the second best in the NFL right now, in terms of sacks at least. But I have an idea. Oh, I didn't expect all that to go through. Okay, we get Greg Rousseau, 2 firsts and 2 seconds for Micah Parsons. And Greg Rousseau is playing better than Micah Parsons is right now. The difference is here, I got Greg Rousseau in one of these recent rebuilds. I can't remember exactly which one it was, and he did not do nearly as well for us as he did for the Bills, but he was still good. So we will hope that he can at least be good here. I probably should have checked this first, by the way. Does he need a contract? Oh no, wait. He might. What team are we? Why do I keep going to the Bills? He might need a contract. Oh no. Okay, no, they did sign him. Wait, what kind of deal did they get him for? How cheap did they get him for? Did they sign him to like a 4-year, $18 million deal? I'm so confused. Or no, well, maybe the Bills are just paying most of it. Is that how the contract breakdown works in this game? I didn't know if it actually worked like that, but I guess it does. Okay, well, that works out pretty well. I could have gone for more value, but I won't complain about Greg Rousseau in 2 firsts and 2 seconds for Micah Parsons. That works. And then the rest of these guys, I mean, again, they're all replaceable, so that's fine. But I'll rearrange the depth chart, and let's get to the end of year number 3. Also, shout out if you watched the Chiefs and Lions game yesterday. That was one of the messiest games I have ever seen. The Chiefs were false starting by like half a second every single play, and it wasn't getting called for some reason. But karma kinda bit them because they just dropped every single pass. Like all of them. I genuinely, now that I think about it, in my brain, I can't picture them catching a pass. I think I can picture Rashee Rice catching a pass, but that's like the only one I can think of. I know there were more than that, but I don't think I've ever seen more drops in a game before. Everyone's trying to say not Rashee Rice. Sky Moore was really bad too, but no. I mean, he was bad, but Kadarius Toney, that was genuinely maybe the worst performance I've ever seen. He was getting open too. That wasn't the problem. But if you can't catch the ball, why are you on an NFL team? Did he have one catch? I think he might have had like one catch, and it went for like -1 yard or something. Genuinely one of the worst performances I've ever seen. Maybe number 1. And I don't know how to feel about the Lions because I thought they were a little overrated going into the season. I thought there was like a little too much hype on them. And they did beat the Chiefs. But the Chiefs also didn't have Travis Kelce, they didn't have Chris Jones, and they had Butterfingers. But also they were like holding every play and false starting every play. They weren't necessarily holding every play, but I saw a lot from Donovan Smith that wasn't getting called. So I still don't know how to feel about the Lions. It felt a little bit Mickey Mouse, but also, the Chiefs were playing a little sussy too, so I don't know. It was just a very weird game. Okay, well, unfortunately, in year number 3, we do not make the playoffs, going 8-9. How do we not make the playoffs with the Cowboys? This team is broken. Let's check out some of the dev traits. I did see our QB's dev trait at the midseason. He does have superstar dev, which is very nice. I started McGee for the second half of the year because he was developing a lot as a backup. I thought that meant he had superstar, but unfortunately not. But he's the same overall as Schoonmaker anyways, and Schoonmaker isn't really developing even though he has superstar dev. Dillard, our receiver, only has star, but he is up to an 80 overall. And on defense, Parker only has star, unfortunately, but that's fine. And Reese's dev trait isn't revealed yet, but he hasn't developed much, so I'm going to assume that it is just star. But that's fine. They're better than normal, so we'll take it. But let's check out some of the season stats. My bold prediction is that Greg Rousseau probably got like 2 more sacks on the season, and that's about it. Greg Douglas wasn't great as a rookie. 3,800 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 picks. I mean, those are okay stats, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. We'll see, though. Austin Eckler with 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Amari Cooper, he was the offense. 1,400 yards and 13 touchdowns. And then not much outside of him. Oh, Jack Westbrook was awful. Didn't he allow like 3 sacks last year? Yeah, I didn't move him inside to guard specifically because, oh hey, he was really good last year. Apparently not anymore. The rest of the line was really good, though. Connor Dodge wasn't great, but the rest of it was. Tyler Smith was a stud. Good lord. Zaven Collins led the team with 120 tackles. Tackles for loss, 15 for Owe, 13 for Rousseau, 12 for Reeder, 10 for Radley, and I wasn't too far off with Greg Rousseau. He had 4 more sacks in 11 more games on the season, because we got him, after 6 games? And yeah, he didn't do like anything outside of that. Paul Radley with 7.5 sacks. That's not too bad. 7.5 from Raider, 6.5 for Owe. Fuck it, dude. We'll start Radley over him. Radley got more sacks and less snaps. Although, year 2 pass rushers in Madden usually do so bad, so we might still start Owe next year. We'll see. And then interceptions, 2 for Hooker and Diggs, and then 1 for a bunch of players. So, kind of disappointing year considering we still did have a good team. But it is what it is. Joe Burrow wins MVP here. Finally, not either Patrick Mahomes or Dak Prescott, who are both up there, but that's valid, I guess. Jameis on the Lions up there. Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC. That's the wrong conference. For the NFC goes to Jalen Hurts. Amari Cooper all the way down at 5. I thought he was going to be like up here, but players must have had monster seasons this year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. Greg Rousseau at number 3, but if he played a full season for us, that wouldn't have been the case. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Chris Harper for the Vikings. Greg Douglas at number 2, Raekwon Dillard at 5, Edward McGee at 9, and then Paul Radley does win Defensive Rookie of the Year, so we will take that. We might have to start him next year, even though I know he's probably gonna struggle, but I guess we'll see what happens. But anyways, let's get into the offseason, and let's hopefully polish off this team a little bit. Is that the right word, right term? I don't know. Your mother polishes me off. I'm hilarious, by the way. But for the re-signings we're gonna have... Oh, I also forgot to check who won the Super Bowl. We'll check that in a second. But of course, we are gonna have to let go of Damone Clark. We'll pick up the 5th year for Mozzie Smith. Donovan Wilson is going, but we have replacements for Clark and Wilson. Bland is a backup, and then we'll just sign a new kicker and punter. I could just re-sign Matt Gay and Johnny Hecker. Like, who really cares? But I won't, I guess. But let's see what we can do in free agency. And I think we might need to restructure some deals because we're pretty broke right now. Not broke, but like, we don't have as much money as I thought we would. Ooh, Amari Cooper got X Factor. Also, the player who won Defensive Rookie of the Year for us did get Superstar Dev, straight up from normal to Superstar, so we'll take that. Okay, well, here we're gonna be trading Michael Gallup and a 2nd round pick to the Panthers for Derek Brown. We don't really need a defensive tackle, but that's like one of our weaker-ish positions outside of DJ Reader, so, I mean, if we can upgrade, we might as well. He'll probably go up to like an 88 at defensive tackle, I would guess. So that's pretty good value, and this saves us a decent amount of cap, I'm pretty sure. So we will take that. Okay, but in free agency, there's a certain somebody here. Micah Parsons is available in free agency, and this wouldn't be re-signing him. He's been on the bill. I feel cheesy for doing this, but like, we're not re-signing him. The Bills getting him back would be re-signing him. We are simply acquiring a player that has recently played for a different team. That is what we are doing here. We do have the lead for him. Is it lame? Maybe, but is it fun and funny? I guess it depends on how you look at it, but it would create a disgusting duo with him and Greg Rousseau. So we absolutely scammed the Bills. I mean, if a trade like that went down in real life, the team that traded for that player would immediately sign them to like a really big contract, but that's not happening here. Apparently. The Bills just didn't want him. There's also Aaron Donald available, Ronnie Stanley, Charvarius Ward, Jordan Mailata, Joel Bitonio, Travis Kelce. This is a really good free agent class. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to change my mind. How much does Travis Kelce want? We're going to withdraw from Kyle Hamilton because we already have safeties, and we're going to offer Travis Kelce a contract because I would definitely say tight end is a bigger need for us right now than safety. All right, we do have the lead for him. I also clearly freed up a decent amount of cap space. We had less than 20 mil to work with. We ended up with like 56 or something from restructures and everything. But we're going for Micah Parsons, Joel Bitonio, and Travis Kelce now. We're going to play Bitonio at right tackle, which don't do that in real life, but we're going to do it here. This isn't exactly a realistic rebuild, if you couldn't tell, by the way. I still try to keep every rebuild I do, like, somewhat realistic, but no, this one's just kind of off the rails. So we are going to see if we can get these 3 players. Hopefully we can. All 3 of them sign, and we get all 3 of them. So after 11 weeks of Micah Parsons not being on the team, he is back, and we add 2 other big free agents. This team is looking kinda nice. Surprisingly, only an 85. I thought we would be a little higher. How are we not higher? How did we not go up in overall at all after adding Micah Parsons, Joel Bitonio, and Travis Kelce? Bruh. I don't know, but either way, let's get to the draft, and let's, I guess, just add depth to this team, because I don't know if we would be drafting any starters, but let's see what we can do. I also restructured the players we just signed, and we can now sign some more players. We're going to go after Tyler Algier, Cole Holcomb, and Romeo Dobbs, so 3 more solid players. Only one of them is going to start in Cole Holcomb, and he might not even start, because we do have a couple linebackers with Superstar Dev, but he probably will. But either way, these are 3 more solid players to add for sure, so let's see if we can sign them. They all 3 sign, and we get all 3 of them, so we are looking pretty goddamn good now. But now we're here in the draft, and And the Browns have the #1 overall pick. We pick at number 5, at least for our first pick. And I think we're gonna do something. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if we can afford a trade, actually. We don't really have any money, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, well, we are trading a first-round pick for Jack Campbell, a 2, a 3, and a 4. I wanted a better linebacker, to be honest, but either we couldn't afford to trade for those linebackers, or they couldn't afford to trade them away, even though it said they had cap space, which is really confusing, but fair enough. But we do get at least a good linebacker in Jack Campbell, along with some solid picks for sure. It's definitely better than anyone we would really get here, so I think it's worth it. I also do maybe want to make one more trade, but we'll see. Okay, well, here we're going to be trading a first-round pick and a second-round pick for Creed Humphrey and a third-round pick. I don't know how we can afford all these players, but this team is crazy now. I mean, really, it just comes down to how our QB plays, but other than QB, we don't need anything anymore. We might honestly pull one more trade, though. I mean, we'll see, but this team is insane. Okay, last trade, I think. We're trading Malik Hooker and a first-round pick for Antoine Winfield. This rebuild has really just turned into chaos, but chaos is fun. I've never done a rebuild this chaotic. I mean, I've done one where I traded literally every player, but that was the point of it, and that was at the start. This one, I'm just doing this for some reason, so we're not really gonna pick any starters with those first-round picks, so we might as well get starters with them. And who cares if this team gets expensive? This is the last year anyways. So we're definitely trying to make a final year run, clearly. And we do still have a few first-round picks, like 3. Yeah, we have 3, but I don't know what we're even gonna be able to do with these, because, again, almost no matter what we do here, we're not gonna get a starter. There is one player that looks really good, though, and that's Anthony Madden. Fitting name for being in Madden, but he's 6'4", 181. This dude is a twig, apparently. 21 years old, left-handed, just like me for real. Out of Louisville, he ran a good 40 and has very good coverage ratings. B-man, B-zone, B-press. I wish his awareness and play rec were better, actually, so I don't know if this guy's going to be as crazy as I think he is, but he'll probably still be like a 77-ish, and I'm just hoping he has a dev trait. He might not, to be honest. In fact, I don't really think he will, but we'll take him anyways. And no, he does not, unfortunately, but good speed, not as fast as I thought he would be, but still good speed, good excel, really good change of direction. We will take it either way. And now, with that, we might just simulate the rest of this out, because I don't know what else we're going to take. Joe Burr? Get him with Joe Burrow out here. This tight end looks really, really good, but he's just really slow, but he does look really good. We just don't need tight end, but he does look good. We just don't need tight end, though. I guess we'll go with Lionel Cohen. He looks okay. Maybe we won't. I'll just simulate the rest of this. We will see what the CPU can do, but either way, it probably won't matter. So let's simulate to the end of the draft. Okay, well, this was the most mid-draft of all time. Anthony Madden was the best overall player we ended up getting. He was only a 76, though. He wasn't even as good as I thought he would be. He's fine, but, like, I thought his press would be a lot higher than that. I thought his zone would be, like, a 78-ish, 79. His man is what I expected it to be, and I thought he would be a tiny bit faster, but he looks okay, I guess. Nick Bakersville, this defensive tackle, looks pretty good, but like he's gonna be 4th string, so he's not gonna do anything. Wes Tobin, this tackle, looks fine. Not gonna play though. Nigel Pippin looks fine. No dev trait, but he looks good. I don't know what this pick was. A 66 overall in the early 2nd round. That's not great. Another safety for some reason, even though we already have had 2 starting ones. And then the CPU picked literally nobody good outside of that. So that was certainly a draft class, I will say that. But it doesn't really matter anyways. But here's a look at the team heading into the 4th and probably final year of this rebuild. I mean, if we don't have success this year with an 88 overall team heading into the year, I don't know if we're going to have that much success. The team is looking very good though, obviously, as you would hope after trading multiple 1st round picks away. I'm just worried about the O-line and our QB mostly, and kind of Austin Eckler because he is regressing. Our offense really isn't that crazy. It is an 87 overall, but it's not like the best ever. But again, it is pretty good. And then the defense is a 91 overall. Our defense is insane. I mean, we have all pros at like pretty much every position. So we are looking very nice. But I'm excited to get into this year. We'll see how the team can do. Hopefully it doesn't completely suck, but it might. I wouldn't be shocked. And let's get to the end of year number 4, and hopefully we can do okay. Okay, well, here we are at the end of year number 4. And before I show how we did, I just want to say be sure to like, be sure to subscribe if you have not for some reason already. Again, 1,500 likes, and I will be very happy. I think that's what I set the goal to. And subscribe if you want to be an OG of the channel, and make sure you don't miss any of the banger rebuilds I'm going to be doing throughout the year and forever, I guess. And be sure to turn on notifications too, also, if you want to make for sure that you don't miss any of these videos. And then very last thing, of course, let me know down below any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have. But this is how the team's looking at the end of year number 4. We're looking really good. Up to an 81 overall. We would have developed more throughout the year if we actually did well and had positive morale, but we'll get to that in a second. But I mean, either way, I did all I could. Madden simulation just is the worst thing ever. We all know that. We would probably be like a 91 right now if we didn't have negative morale and actually had positive morale from doing well. But let's check out the season stats super quick. Greg Douglas, ooh, I was gonna say he wasn't that bad, but 4,200 yards, that's good. 32 touchdowns, that's good. The 20 interceptions is not great, believe it or not. I feel like with one more year of development, he could be really good though if he gets those interceptions down, but I don't know. Almost 1,200 yards for Eckler, 4.5 per carry, 7 touchdowns for him, 11 touchdowns for Tyler Algier. Amari Cooper with another almost 1,500 yard season, 8 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns from Raekwon Dillard. Blocking, okay, Tyler Smith was awful. He is so confusing. First year, he was great. Second year, he was horrid. Third year, he was amazing. This year, he was terrible once again. So, like, I love the consistency in this game. It's great. It looks like the offensive line was our problem. On defense, Jack Campbell led the team with 119 tackles. Tackles for loss, we had a lot. 3 players with 20 plus. And then sacks, 13 for Rousseau, 11.5 from Parsons. Wish that was a little higher, but we'll take it. Better than him getting like 5, which is what I expected. 5 for DJ Reader, though, 4.5 for Derek Brown, and then picks, 3 for Diggs, 2 for Collins, Winfield, Reese, Chin, and Pippen as a backup, and then 1 for Newsome. So that's a lot of interceptions and a good amount of sacks. It looks like our defense was good. And in terms of yards, our offense was good. Now, I guess our defense did allow some yards, but they got some pressure. They made some turnovers. I guess our run D must have just been awful. MVP goes to an actual generated player here. I feel like the Commanders playbook might be good. I feel like there are never generated players in the top 10 for MVP, but if there is, it's always a Commanders QB for some reason. I don't know why, but it's interesting. But NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to the white boy Cooper Kupp. Haven't said that much this year. He doesn't win it as much as he used to. Amari Cooper all the way down at 8 with over 1,400 yards. All right. Greg Rousseau wins Defensive Player of the Year. Parsons at number 2. We will take that, even though it doesn't really matter. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Blake Gordon of the Panthers. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jason Baptiste on the 49ers. Nigel Pippen at number 8. But if you couldn't already tell, I've made it fairly obvious, we did not make the playoffs in year number 4. So I don't know why. Yeah, we had a bad pass defense. Really? With Trayvon Diggs, a developed Greg Newsome, a superstar third corner, Antoine Winfield at free safety, and a developed Jeremy Chin at strong safety, with Greg Rousseau and Micah Parsons coming at you off the edge, and Derek Brown and DJ Reader rushing you from the inside. We had the 25th best pass D, not to mention with Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator. I guess maybe he isn't here. Maybe the GOAT Mikey McDingle brought his own coaching staff, but like, make that make sense. I don't understand. I don't know what I can do differently. But anyways, that's of course going to be the end of today's rebuild. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Again, it really does help out the channel. It'll help you catch more of my banger rebuilds, more of these garbage videos. But again, thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.